I told myself, you know what do I got to lose? I mean, let me just message Chase Pullman one more time. I'm like, hey Chase, would you like to meet for that coffee? We've been planning for 13 years now. And he responded back saying, yeah, but this time he said, yeah, for time and place. He was like, okay, Robia, so what can I do for you? So we exchanged numbers, and right then and there, he said, what should I put you as? And right then and there, I became Robia DeVille.
I'm having a hard time actually believing it, and I'm having a hard time believing it because you've also said a few times that you're an actor, so I'm gonna go with you made it up.
I made it up?
Yeah, that's my final guess. You made it up.
Well, I just want to say it's a true story. True story.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, true story. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, good for you.
Now I'm out. Now I'm out of story mode. Let me. Hold on. I was in storytelling mode. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you for turning your life around, and now here you are doing amazing things. That's awesome.
Yeah, and what's great about it is the fact how I was given that second chance in life.
Hey y'all, I'm Winnie, a therapist and a life coach who enjoys humor and a good laugh.
Now, this just can't be possible. How is this actually happening right now?
I love hearing people's stories because stories connect us all on such a deep level.
So ever since then, it's the fear is doubled times 10.
I find storytellers with great, unique, and sometimes ridiculously crazy stories to tell.
And his eyes got big like that. I said, oh, that's him. That's him. I know that from anywhere.
And I try to guess whether the story I just heard was true or made up.
I was like, Lord, I know I'm not supposed to be getting seduced by stuff like this. You never said that this type of stuff was fake.
The best part about it is that you get to help me solve the mystery.
The next thing I know, Justin Bieber is hopping out of an Escalade going to a hotel.
Was the story that I just heard true? Or was it made up?
Woo! I'm getting into this. Yeah. All right.
You're watching. Wow, that's crazy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Wow, That's Crazy. For tonight's story, we're going to be hearing from Simply Tay Marie. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Awesome. So you have a story for us tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So basically, the story is, well, I was an ex-correctional officer.
Okay.
And basically, I'm just going to tell you what the inmates did to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the type of officer that I am, I'm very by the book. And I'm really big on ethics and morality, and I'm really big on respect. So when I tell a person to do something, I expect for them to do it, especially if they're an inmate, because I'm coming at you respectfully. So that basically was my demeanor the whole time I was working there. I've been working there about 6 years, and well, basically, they couldn't stand my.
Okay.
They couldn't stand me. They hated me. They respected me, but they did not like me. So a part of my job as a correctional officer was to always make sure that the inmates were where they were supposed to be, and we would count. So basically, I would have to count my building, which is 120 inmates, and then go next door and count another building.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular day, I stepped out to count the next building, and when I came back to my building, the inmates they all broke out. The inmates, they just broke out of their cells, and it's like they set up all type of booby traps for me. Um,
Gosh.
for example, like when I came in the building, I seen an inmate. I seen an inmate looking at me
Mm-hmm.
from my right side, and I just seen him staring at me, and I'm like, why the is he staring at me? Like, why is he staring at me so hard? It just didn't sit right with me.
Mm-hmm.
So with him staring at me, you know, I started smelling. It smelled like it smelled a newborn baby. I started smelling a newborn
Not
baby,
like a
and
newborn baby.
I was like, you know what? That's baby oil. Why do I smell baby oil? So now, you know, I'm like, my senses are extremely heightened at this point, because now I see the image staring at me out the corner of my eye. I smell baby oil and shit in the air. So now I'm trying to well, basically, you know how you skateboard and you do like this with your feet. So I'm doing like this with my feet, and I'm like, hold on, the ground is slippery. It's baby oil on the damn floor. So after I seen that the baby oil was on the floor, I went in the office, and then when I sat down, I immediately got up because I got stuck all in my with thumbtacks.
Oh my god.
So it's like 5 or maybe 9 or 10 thumbtacks just all stuck in my and I'm in pain, and I'm so pissed off. And then that's when I ran into the other office, and I went and I grabbed the shank, and I grabbed this knife, and I just went down there, and I was like, you know what? Whoever did this, I'm gonna your up, show yourself. I'm gonna stab your today.
Mm-hmm.
When I went down there, nobody said anything. Everybody was scared. Another inmate said he feared for his life. And I just had the knife in my hand, and I just was ready to kill because I felt disrespected. Like, how dare you? How dare you break free and booby trap me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who gave you keys to get out of your cell? How did you get out? Not only that, but I forgot to mention they threw a banana peel in the office. I also fell and had a knee contusion to my right knee. All of it happened.
God. Are you serious?
They broke out of these cells. The inmates broke out of these cells because they make these handmade keys to where they'll manipulate the locks and break out. So they knew my schedule. They knew I had to count. They timed it perfectly. They knew it took me 20 minutes to count, to go next door and count the next building. They knew when I was coming back because they had an inmate watching me out the window to see when I walked back to the building. And that's why that inmate that was to my right kept staring at me, because he's like, damn, she didn't slip and fall on the baby oil yet. But the reason why I didn't slip and fall is because I smelled it. And remember, I told you I like kicked my foot on the ground and I felt the baby oil. So that's what made me go immediately to my office. And when I went to my office and sat down and I sat on all them thumbtacks, not only that, but they ripped out. We have something called a logbook where we have to put everything that happens in the day with the inmates, to monitor their activities. They ripped everything out. They even down to when I open up the book, I have to put, I work in an unsafe condition. The inmates are able to break out of their cells. This. I have to write that every day so I don't be liable for something. They ripped all those pages out strategically.
Oh my god.
It's a hellhole in the chain gang. And that's the end of my story.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm thinking about the details of the story and everything you told me so far, right? And it really sounds crazy. Like, this is a crazy story. I feel like this is something that I would see on like Orange is the New Black or Wentworth, or like those prison shows, and like with inmates and stuff like that. And I don't know, as much as I want to believe that this actually happened, like, I'm not buying it. I am not buying it, and I think that this story was made up. Like that's my guess. You made this up. This cannot be real. Thank you so much for sharing this story with us. I really
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
Well, simply Tay Marie, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.